So we will start with the prayer. Om Ajnana Tirandasya Jnana Chatsuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave
Namaha. Shri Namayo Vishnu
Yanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nami Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So do we chant 11 times?
Mathaji,
No, Mathaji.
that's okay, Mathaji. We can go into the class, Mathaji.
Okay. How do we change?
No, press it. I should think that.
So we will review the.
Sorry.
So we'll review the shlokas that we already learned. So anyone wants to say any shloka from what we learned already?
Yes, Mathaji. Vrinda can.
Yeah, Vrinda, go ahead.
Vrinda. Sri Bhagwan.
Sri Bhagavad Vacha.
Imam
Vish. Pateyogam. Tavan aham avyayam. Vihasvan mahate taha.
Man.
Arunitsamare.
Abhiravita. Thank you, Vrinda.
Very nice, Vrinda, and thank you, Vinaya Mataji, for teaching her and keeping her up to date.
Thank you, Mathaji. It is all because of your mercy, Priti Vilasni Mataji, Saroja Nandini Mataji, who are making us up to date, Mataji. Thank you so much. All glories to you all.
Thank you, Mataji. We didn't do anything, Mataji. So anybody else would like to tell the shloka?
Hare Krishna, Mathaji. This is Anmol.
Yeah, go ahead, Anmol.
Okay, do 2.41. Vyavasayatmika bhutir ekha gurunandana bahusya karyanantascha pritaya vyavasayanam.
Thank you. Do you know the meaning?
Can I do 3.9?
Yeah, 1 minute. Anmol did 2.41. I wanted to ask if he knows the meaning of this.
Yeah. O descendant of the Kurus, the intellect of those who are on this path is resolute, and their aim is one-pointed. But the intellect of those who are irresolute is many-branched.
Thank you, Anmol.
Can I do 3.6?
Yes, go ahead.
Yajñata karma nanyatra lokoyan karma bandhana salatam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara.
Very good. Do you know the meaning?
Can I try? Yeah. Yes, I have a meaning. Yeah, I know the meaning.
Can you tell the meaning?
Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain unattached and free from bondage.
Wow, thank you.
Can I do 3.27?
Yeah, 3.27, yeah.
Prakrite guyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudasma kartaham iti manyate.
Very good. Who is this?
Varun.
Varun, very nice. Can you tell the meaning also?
The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities which are in actuality carried out by nature.
Thank you. You want to say something? Yadyadacharati? Yajñashishta, say. Yeah, it's okay, say.
Yagnashishta Shinasanto
Muchyante
Muchante Salvakildichahi
Bunjate te
Munjate te Todo Papa
Epachante.
Epasanta Atpakarana.
Very good. What's the meaning? You don't know the meaning? So always we have to eat what? Eat the food which is
Offered.
offered. Yes. Okay. Anybody else? Thank you, Kadar.
Hare Krishna Mathaji. 2.63.
Sorry?
Can I do 2.63?
Yes. Is it Asra?
Oh, sorry, 2.62. Yes, Mathaji, that's it.
Yeah, go ahead, Asra.
Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sankasteshu upajayate sangaste kama.
Okay. Can you tell the meaning, Asra?
Yes, Mathaji. I haven't memorized it. While contemplating the object of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, and from such attachment, lust develops, and from lust, follows.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Asra. Anybody else wants to try any other shloka?
Mataji Gopisha wants to do it.
Gopisha.
64.
Yes.
Agadesa vimuktastu vishayan indriyacharan atmai yet videyatma prasandam atmati.
Oh, is this Gopisha from Orlando?
Yes, Mataji.
Wow, Gopisha, so nice to see you.
Okay, do the
Do
translation.
you want to share the meaning?
Yes. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulated principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of God.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Gopisha. So, how are you with Asra?
Yes, Mataji.
Oh, so you came.
Mathaji, Asra went to Orlando.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay. So, anybody else? Okay, so we'll go ahead. I hope I didn't miss anyone. So we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so today we are going to learn 4.2, chapter 4, text 2. Let's do the Sanskrit and then the translation. Evam parampara praptam.
Evam parampara
Evam parampara praptam.
Evam parampara
Evam parampara praptam.
Evam parampara praptam
Imam rajarshayo viduhu.
Imam rajashayo viduhu
Imam rajarshayo viduhu.
Imam rajashayo viduhu
Evam parampara praptam. Imam rajarshayo viduhu.
Evam parampara praptam Imam rajashayo viduhu
Sakale neha mahata.
Sakala he mahata
Sakale neha mahata.
Sakala naha mahata
Yogo nashta parantapa.
Yoganata parantapa
Yogo nashta parantapa.
Yoganata parantapa
Sakale neha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Sakaleneha mahata yogo nasta parantapa.
Okay, let's do the whole shloka. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu.
Evam parampara rajarshayo
Sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Okay, so anyone wants to try reciting the shloka?
I want to try.
Okay, try.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajasaryo viduhu
Rajarshayo viduhu.
Sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Very good, Prahlad. Thank you.
Can I try?
Yes.
Imam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Very good. Who is this?
Varun.
Varun. Thank you, Varun.
Hare Krishna. Vrinda.
Yes, Vrinda.
Evam param praptam evam rajarshi vishayo vidu sakalene mahata yoga nashta parantapa.
Beautiful, Vrinda. Very good.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Okay. Who else?
Hare Krishna Mathaji, can I recite this verse?
Yes, yes.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Thank you. Is that Aditya?
Yes.
Thank you, Aditya. Who else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I do it?
Yes. Yes, Astra.
Evam param praptam imam rajasaryo sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Thank you, Astra.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I try?
Yes, please.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajarshayo viduhu sakaleneha mahata yogo nashta parantapa.
Thank you. It's Anmol?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you, Anmol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Gopisha, can I try?
Yes, Gopisha.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajarsayo vidu sakaleneha mahata yogo.
Thank you, Gopisha. So nice hearing your voice. Hari Bol. Who else is there? Okay, that's it. So let's go to the synonyms. Evam is thus. Parampara, by disciplic succession. Praptam, received. Imam, this science. Raja Rishayaha, the saintly kings. Viduhu, understood. Saha, that knowledge. Kalena, in the course of time. Iha, in the Mahata, great. Yogaha, the science of one's relationship with the Supreme. Nashtaha, scattered. Param Tapa, O Arjuna, subduer of the enemies. Asra, do you want to read the translation?
Can I read this translation?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
The supreme science was thus survived through the chain of discipline, succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost.
Okay, this supreme science. Which supreme science is mentioned here? Okay, who tells this? Who says this shloka? Krishna or Arjuna?
Arjuna.
Krishna.
Yeah, it's Krishna who's telling this shloka. And he's telling that this supreme science of Bhagavad Gita was received through the chain of disciplic succession. Disciplic succession is called parampara. If you see the word by word, parampara is disciplic succession. Disciplic succession means what? There is a guru and then there is a disciple, and then the disciple becomes the guru and he has a disciple. So like that, it's a succession of disciples in the parampara. So he says, Krishna says, this supreme science of Bhagavad Gita was received through the chain of from one guru to the disciple, guru to the disciple, guru to the disciple, like that. And who understood it? Who understood it?
Arjuna?
No,
Arjuna.
no, refer the translation.
The saintly king?
Yes, saintly kings. Raja Rishaya. King means Raja and saint means Rishi. So Raja Rishaya is saintly kings, not ordinary kings. It's very hard. Either you see the saints, they have renounced and gone, or either there is king, Raja. But there are Raja Rishis, means kings, but who are saints, basically. So this supreme science was understood through the chain of disciplic succession by the saintly kings. But what he says, in course of time, the succession was broken. And therefore, the science, as it is, appears to be lost. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna that this, in the course of this, from guru to disciple, when it was passing down, something happened in between and the succession was broken, or there was no proper flow of knowledge, and because of this the science appears to be lost. So one more point here is, so let's look at the explanation of this. Okay, so it is the first line of the purport. Gopisha, do you want to read? Okay, wait. Okay, so it is clearly stated that the Gita was especially meant for the saintly kings because they were to execute its purpose in ruling over the citizens. So they themselves were saintly, and they followed this Bhagavad Gita, and then they ruled over the citizens also, and the citizens also followed Bhagavad Gita. Keep quiet. So who are the saintly kings in this picture? The first picture, who is the saintly king whom you see? Sorry?
Rama.
No, it's not Rama.
Krishna.
Yudhishthira. Yes, you see the Pandavas?
Oh, okay.
And Yudhishthira is bowing down to Krishna. Bhima is with the Gada. And then Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva. And so Kunti and Draupadi is there. Krishna is there. So Yudhishthira was such a saintly king. So much saintly king that there are so many millions of pastimes of how Yudhishthira was a saint. He never lost his composure. Even in the deepest of troubles, he was so compassionate and he was always ruling according to justice. And Krishna was very pleased with Yudhishthira. So who is the saintly king in the next picture? Here, Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj was ruling over what? The forest? No, he was not ruling over the forest. Anybody wants to say?
The kingdom?
Which kingdom?
His father's kingdom?
No, not only his father's kingdom. Huh?
He was ruling over all the kingdoms.
He was ruling over all the planets. he had a separate planet called Dhruva Loka, and that Dhruva Loka is never annihilated when all the others are annihilated, and he was ruling from there. And see here, he was blessed by Krishna when he was just 5 years old, and he was also such a saintly king. Okay, in the third picture, who is the saintly king? Whom you see?
Vishwamitra.
No.
Who is it?
Who is the saintly king? Who wants to say the answer? Let me see. I will not tell you. You have to try and see. Who is this? No. Anybody knows who is the saintly king?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Who told the answer? Who is that?
Varun.
Varun. Very good. A good clap to Varun. Very nice. This is Ambarish Maharaj. And you see Durvasa Muni is there. There is a pastime of how Durvasa Muni picked up his hair and threw it down, and there was a huge fiery demon putting fire from his mouth, going to kill Ambarish Maharaj. But do you see Ambarish Maharaj perturbed or disturbed? No, he was just calm and quiet, completely thinking about the Lord. So he was also a great king, and we have Prahlad Maharaj, and we have so many other examples like that who showed that who were kings, who had so much responsibilities, but who followed the teachings of Krishna. So the next what happened was, Krishna is telling this because, can you say, Krishna spoke this Bhagavad Gita to whom? Did he to?
Arjuna.
Okay, but before Arjuna, whom did he speak to?
Manu.
Huh?
Manu.
What was that?
Manu.
No, he didn't speak to Manu.
Vivaswan.
Vivaswan. Who is Vivaswan?
The sun god.
Yes, so in last week we read that Vivaswan was sun god, and Krishna is telling that I spoke this knowledge to sun god, and sun god spoke it to, this is sun god, and sun god spoke it to Manu. Manu then spoke it to Ikshvaku, and then we traced the history. That means 2 million years ago Krishna has spoken this to sun god. So you must have heard about this in the last line. So Krishna to sun god, Vivaswan to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku, and then it kept on going, and one time what happened? The link was broken. Why? Because the disciple did not properly tell what he heard from his guru. He thought he put his own ideas and comments into it, and the purity was lost. So the disciplic succession was broken due to interpretation. Sorry for the spelling mistake there. Thanks to Nimai. So interpretation means trying to make out a meaning according to what you think is the meaning. So the purpose of the Gita appears to be lost. And so Krishna is saying that I again am speaking this science to you, Arjuna. So he's telling this shloka in relevance to speaking it to Arjuna. So 2 million years ago he spoke to sun god, but it was coming down, and then the disciplic succession, the chain was broken, not literally like a chain, it is just a symbolic presentation, but due to not repeating it as it is. So the purpose of the Gita appeared to be lost. And again Krishna is saying to Arjuna that I am again speaking it to you now. So how the purpose of the Gita becomes lost? So there are so many interpretations. Krishna says this and it means this. And then there are so many editions of the Gita. If you see all of them, each one will tell a different meaning to each shloka. And then there are so many scholars, mundane scholars means who's running behind money. And they wanted to do business in the words of Sri Krishna. Because Bhagavad Gita is very popular, and they want to let everybody, and because they want to become famous by publishing their ideas, but they wouldn't tell it as their ideas. They would tell it as this is Krishna's idea. So since there is no copyright on the book, so you can see there are millions of editions of Bhagavad Gita, and each one, if you read, you will get completely confused, because the conclusion of each one is different from the other, because based on what the author thinks, he reveals that meaning. So in that, what happens is that the real purpose of Gita becomes lost. So for example, sorry, it's already time. For example, let's take the verse chapter 9, text 34. It starts with Manmana Bhava Madbhakto. Anybody knows this word?
Excuse me, Mathaji, I have a question.
Okay.
Which one is the real edition of the Bhagavad Gita?
That's what we're going to see now. Okay, at the end of the this thing. So Bhagavad Gita as it is, because it has to be presented as it is. Its purpose should not be changed. As it is means what? What Krishna says, exactly that has to be presented. But if they screw up the meaning, if they say something else, then the purpose of what Krishna is telling is lost. So if anyone wants to if they have a Bhagavad Gita, you can open up and see 9.34. Excuse me. So it's just an example of what an interpretation is. In that shloka, 9.34 is a famous shloka which means Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru. Krishna says 4 things. Manmana, become my devotee. Bhava Madbhakto, Manmana is think of me. Bhava Madbhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Mam Namaskuru, offer your obeisance, homage unto me. And if you do that, Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te, if you do this, you will reach me. Mam Ye Vaishyasi means you will, Mam means me, Eva Aishyasi, you will come to me. Satyam Te, I promise to you. Pratijane Priyosine, because you are very dear to me, Arjuna, I am promising to you, you will come back to me if you do these 4 things. So, if you see the word by word meaning, Prabhupada has translated as it is, and this is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Anyone wants to read this box? In this verse, it is clearly indicated.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I?
Yeah, please go ahead.
In this verse, it is clearly indicated that Krishna consciousness is the only means of being delivered from the clutches of this contaminated material world. Sometimes unscrupulous commenters distort the meaning of what is clearly stated here, that all devotional service should be offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Unfortunately, unscrupulous commenters divert the mind of the reader to that which is not at all feasible. Such commenters do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. Krishna is not an ordinary human being. He is the absolute truth. His body, his mind, and he himself are one and absolute. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So he's saying that Krishna's mind and Krishna's body, there is no difference. Just like our mind and our body and ourselves, there is a difference because we are spiritual beings in a material body. But Krishna is completely spiritual, absolute truth, and there is no difference in that. And when Krishna says, think of me, it means that think of Krishna, not that something within Krishna. So I found out that this is an interpreted commentary. This is a very famous commentary by a famous author. So is there anyone who can volunteer to read this?
Can I read it?
Yes, go ahead.
In all textbooks of Vedanta, the technique of self-development and self-perfection through the paths of right knowledge and meditation has been defined as contemplation of that, talks on that, mutual discussion on that, and thus to live ever mentally drawn by in the bliss concept of the spiritual reality. It is called by the North of it and the pursuit of Brahman. Keeping this classical definition in mind, Vyasa steadily delineates the aesthetic path of devotion in the stanza. The same idea has already been brought out earlier in the chapter on more than one occasion.
So I didn't want to mention the author, but it's a famous author. Can you understand anything from this commentary? Contemplation on what, talks on what, mutual discussion on what. There is no importance given to Krishna or surrender to him or the devotion to him. So that's why he says that sometimes unscrupulous commentators distort the meaning of what it is clearly stated here, because they do not know that there is no difference between Krishna's mind and Krishna. They think that Brahman is there present in Krishna and we need to meditate on that Brahman, and that's what told here. But Krishna never mentioned that Brahman is inside me and meditate on that Brahman. Instead he is telling Man mana bhava mad bhakto, meditate on me and become my devotee. So if something is presented as it is, you see how easily we can understand the purpose. But when something else is trying to interpret and present it, the real meaning is becomes covered. So how to understand the real meaning? What is the real Bhagavad Gita when there are so many editions? So Krishna says in the shloka that this science should be accepted from parampara, through disciplic succession. So there are 4 bona fide paramparas that are mentioned in the Puranas. Lord Krishna spoke this knowledge to Brahma, and that's called Brahma Sampradaya, and Madhvacharya is the prominent Acharya. Next is Lord Krishna spoke this to Sri Lakshmi, and Ramanujacharya is prominent Acharya in that Sampradaya. And then Lord Krishna spoke it to Shiva, and down that line comes Vishnu Swami. And the 4th Sampradaya is called Kumara Sampradaya, and the main Acharya is that Nimbarka Acharya. Means, you see the dotted line, that means there are so many Acharyas in that line. Anybody who takes a discipleship in any of these successions, they present Bhagavad Gita as it is. Why? Because they are loyal to their Guru and they absorb and assimilate the knowledge from the Guru through service and surrender, and they present the knowledge as it is. They will not try to concoct what they could understand from their own mind, but they will just present what their teacher or Guru has taught them. So in fact, that Guru has taught by his Guru, and like that way it finally goes to Krishna. So we come in the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. This is Brahma, and from Madhvacharya, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here took initiation from Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, and after Lord Chaitanya, we see that we have our Guru Parampara, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Prabhupada, and now Srila Prabhupada disciples, our Guru Maharajas, they are in this Parampara system. So any Bhagavad Gita that comes by a Acharya or a Guru, comes in the disciplic succession, is bona fide. Who is telling that? Krishna himself is telling that learn the science of knowledge by approaching a spiritual master who is coming in one of these disciplic successions. So what happens is Prabhupada is humbly presenting, since there is a great need of an edition of the Gita in English as it is, received by the Parampara system, an attempt is made herewith to fulfill this great want. Bhagavad Gita, accepted as it is a great boon to humanity. It's a great boon. But if it is accepted as a treatise of philosophical speculation, it is simply a Waste of time. Why it is a waste of time? Because we don't come to the right conclusion. We come to the conclusion of what the author is presenting. But then how do you know that this is also written by Prabhupada, right? So how can you say that it is as it is? So somebody may present you this argument that, see, this is also, here it is written that is Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So how do I know that this Bhagavad Gita is as it is, or as it was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna? Anybody to answer this question? Asra, Gopisha?
Study from devotee.
Disciple life.
Devotee's life.
Yeah. One thing is, it is Prabhupada, that's why he's telling that he's coming in which parampara. You see the previous slide? He's coming in the Brahma, Madhava, Gaudiya Sampradaya. That is Lord Brahma and Madhvacharya. And the second is that the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, is come back to him, to think of him, to do devotional service. Prabhupada never put his picture in the Bhagavad Gita. He did not tell what he is interpreting. He exactly made a word by word transliteration of the shloka, the meaning, then shloka, and then he's telling the translation, and he wrote his Bhagavad Gita as it is based on the commentaries of the previous acharyas. He had so many commentaries with him, and he tried to amalgamate what they said, the ideas, and he presented it as it is. And one more thing to think of how to know that it is presented as it is that the result of it. When there are so many editions of Bhagavad Gita, it couldn't produce one devotee of Krishna. But this Bhagavad Gita as it is has produced so many devotees of Krishna. Prabhupada is no more. When did Prabhupada go to the spiritual world from the material world? In what year? Anybody know? Anybody knows which year Prabhupada left this planet? It was 1977. Were any one of you born at that time?
No.
But still, we can take the result of Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, and we are becoming devotees. Even though he is not practically, personally present in this planet, he is making sure that more and more devotees are coming by reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because that is the mind of Krishna. Krishna says Bhagavad Gita so that he is telling to Arjuna, don't suffer in this world, come back to me, become my devotee. So what Krishna said was achieved by Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is. In that way we know that it is as it is. Also he is coming from the disciple succession, and he did not change anything. So to summarize, so there are many saintly kings who followed this Bhagavad Gita. That means it is not for old people, and great kings also followed. So we should also definitely try to follow in their footsteps. But in the course, it was lost because of interpretation and not properly passing the knowledge. And the purpose of the Gita is lost when somebody gives their own ideas in the book of Bhagavad Gita. This is a classical example. The verse is very clear and Prabhupada explains it. And this is one commentary that is there, and what it explains, we can see that how easily we can understand what Prabhupada said, and what he says is consistent. But then here we cannot even make out what they are saying. And so Krishna emphasizes that we have to take this knowledge from a person who is coming in the parampara system. There are Brahma, Sri, Rudra and Kumara Sampradayas, and Srila Prabhupada and his disciples are coming from the Brahma, Madhava, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. Bhagavad Gita has to be accepted as it is. If it is given to humanity. If not, if the meaning is concocted, it is simply a waste of time. Thank you, Nimai, for your wonderful illustrations. Anybody has any questions? Okay, so shall we end the call?
Thank you, Mathaji.
Thank you all very much, and please memorize this sloka and learn the meaning, and we will see you again next week. Srila Prabhupada. Kripa sindhubhya eva cha. Jai.
Lalithangi Mathaji ki jai.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.